Chapter 6 Caracabua. It had been a few weeks and progress was good. Ronan was in charge of building while Peter and Patrick were flying in and out of jets to collect resources. A couple of metal shacks had been built and some lucky people were living in them. One day Patrick flew off in his jet while Peter and Ronan stayed in control building. But as time went on, Patrick didn't return, so Peter said, "I'm gonna go look for Pat." And then he jumped in his jet and flew away. He kept checking on comms to see if Patrick could hear him. Eventually there was a rustling from comms to the east. The more and more he flew, the clearer the rustling became, until eventually he could hear heavy breathing. "Hello?" asked Peter, listening carefully. "Peter, is that you?" came a reply from Patrick. "Yes, it's me. Alright. Where are you? 'Cause I'm right next to your ship," Peter asked, curiously looking around. There were no signs of a crash, but the ship had been battered and damaged. "Just keep walking forwards," replied Patrick, "and eventually you'll find me." Peter cautiously ventured through the forest, while the trees and bushes moved, yet there was no wind. Finally, after hours of travelling, he came across a path of footprints. They led into a gloomy cave as they disappeared into the darkness. "I think I found you. Did you walk into a cave?" asked Peter, staring at the footprints. "Yep, that's me all right," said Patrick, his voice growing clearer and clearer as Peter traversed towards the darkness of the cave. Eventually, the footsteps ended, and Peter looked up and saw a joyful face looking at him. "I knew you'd find me in here," groaned Patrick, his voice full of pain. Peter hadn't noticed that before. He was too concentrated on finding him. "Are you okay?" asked Peter, staring at him curiously. He sounded really injured. Peter wrapped Patrick's arm around his shoulder and carried him into the daylight. Peter looked down at his leg in shock. It was missing. From his knee down, his leg had appeared to be cut off, but there were also scales around where his knee was. "What happened?" shouted Peter, and his eyes glued to the scales around his leg. "That's a story for another time," replied Patrick, hopping along the grass towards the craft, while Peter supported him with caution. Once they arrived back at the town where Ronan was waiting, Peter took Patrick to the medbay of the ship. They came out an hour later, and Patrick had a new leg. It was shining in the sun as he limped down the ramp towards Ronan. "How's it going?" asked Ronan. Patrick took a few more steps towards him. "It takes a bit of getting used to," replied Patrick, "but I'll get the hang of it. Anyway, I think I saw something really tall in that forest. I want to investigate," said Peter, breaking the silence. Ronan, Peter, and Patrick all set off in their jets for the forest. They all landed in an area with low trees, widely set apart. They followed Peter until they reached something incredible. "What in this world would be able to sit on that?" asked Peter worriedly. Suddenly, Ronan realized there were footprints in the grass. They were colossal, almost 100 times bigger than them. Just then, quiet footsteps began to come towards them from behind. They turned around to be faced with an old man. "You want to know what sits on that throne? Well, I'll tell you. She's an ancient kaiju, Caracabua," said the old man, sounding frail and weak. "She's well over 5 million years old, and most importantly, every 7 years she must be faced in a fight to the death with 3 brave warriors like you." Thank you for listening to this book, Ch.6. It is my pleasure to read to you or something. I hope you enjoyed it. Very good book. And the second book is Alive or Dead. And I'll be, of course, making videos on that pretty soon. I'll tell you my plan. Then I won't be uploading for a while because I'll have to, finish my third book. Then I'll be making videos again. So that's basically the plan after I finished uploading for Alive or Dead. I'll probably just not upload for a while, upload 6 videos, not upload for a while, upload 6 videos, yeah, like that. Then I might do some videos that aren't reading books, maybe just about the theories and stuff, backstory. But I think that's really it. That's the whole of Ch.6. Obviously it leaves on a cliffhanger, then Alive or Dead continues that story. Now that you've heard this, I can tell you what my third book is called. It's called Demon's Domain, and it is about what happens on Earth during NASA Express, because obviously only half the population got on the ship. So yeah, that's the one I'm working on right now, my third book. Doing pretty well. I've got like 2 chapters. I think that's all you really need to know. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this book, and see you soon. Someone, I don't know. Bye.